every single time I felt like the answer that I was getting back was like, I want you to do something big for me. I'm Annie Smith and I serve as ministry coordinator at Meadow Park. Yeah, growing up, I never really imagined myself going into ministry. Wasn't my plan. I was 18 and I knew it was like time to start getting serious about what I wanted to do when I grew up, because up until then I just I don't know, I just was putting it off and I'll figure it out later. But then it got to the point where it's like crunch time. Okay, I gotta figure out where I want to go to college and things like that, and what do I want to do when I get there. And it got to the point where I just felt like I had to ask God, because I just didn't know. I couldn't figure it out myself, because I saw myself doing a lot of different things. There were a lot of things that I enjoy. So I kind of just felt like I started to ask God when I was 18, and every single time I felt like the answer that I was getting back was like, I want you to do something big for me. And it was always very vague, like no details, no specifics, never. But it was really just I just kept getting that consistent nudging from him until I finally gave in. It felt like exciting because it's like God gets me and he wants to use me. And that was exciting to know, like, this is why I can't figure out what I want to do, because God has ordained me, set me apart already for his purposes. I do remember there was one event like that really solidified it for me, which was youth convention that year. My senior year of high school, I went to a big youth convention, thousands of people. We went every year, but there was like a speaker or evangelist on stage who, like, I think this was the last day we were there, and he asked every kid who felt like called to be a missionary first to stand up and to come to the, like, he kind of just dared them to, like, come up to the altar, get prayed for, you know, lay it at God's feet, you know, if you feel called to be a missionary. And I was like, I don't feel called to be a missionary. But then after that, he said, you know, everyone who feels called into like pastoral ministry, not missions, but just like pastoral something. And I like could not hide any longer at that point. I don't think I told anyone that I was feeling the way I was feeling. Like, I just have to be bold. And so I did. I got up and I went to the altar to pray, and you know, there were different youth leaders there like praying over us. It was just a really special moment. I still don't have a clear, I know exactly what my assignment is. I still don't have that. I think I was just sitting on the couch going about my day when I was praying about this, and I felt like biblical studies was what God was telling me specifically to major in. It's like he wouldn't give me any more details of what I was going to do with that degree and where I was going to go after that. Like, there's never been any of that. He's always taken it step by step with me, day by day. I think the hardest part of all, though, is having gone to ministry school with other ministry students, is like the comparison that I always felt. I was always comparing myself to my classmates and peers at my college. And, you know, I've seen people the same age as me that it just feels like they've done so much more than I have in my ministry journey, have led so many missions trips and have a higher position in their church or whatever. Like, you know, it can cause you to question, like, am I not doing enough? What am I doing wrong? I remember listening to a sermon years ago. It's still my favorite sermon that I've ever heard, and it was actually Chandler Moore, the singer, that gave the sermon, but it's called Not Better, Just Different, I think is what it's called. And he was kind of really just diving into Moses' story and reminding people that, you know, everyone's calling, it's going to look different, and nobody's is better than the other. Nobody's better than anyone else. We're just different. And, you know, God has big things planned for every single one of us who chooses to follow him. And I just really admired Moses' story because I just relate to him. I think a lot of us can relate to someone who felt completely unqualified when God called them, and like, God, why would you ever pick me? I can't do this. Like, why would you think I could do this? But that yet he does it. So I don't know, he's just been faithful in giving me those people and sending people into my life that led me to where I am, including like my youth pastor and youth leaders. They were just, I wouldn't be here without them. Not even close. I don't know if I would be a Christian or not, but I had people who invested so much into me